Okay. Patrick, look at me, okay? Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
Okay.
Patrick, you have to.
I know.
Yeah.
Toast story.
Yeah.
What? Take a seat.
A story time.
That's
Come
a
on.
great shirt. AP Biology shirt in my years too.
Oh, yeah,
I get
yeah.
it. That's
We're all gonna
fantastic.
die early.
We're all
Honestly.
gonna die early because of biology.
It's true.
So,
Okay. Actually, you can look anywhere you want because it looks more
Alright.
natural. Okay.
here's the toe story in its entirety. So this is like the very so this is like the first full day. So after we came in for this, we had the 7 o'clock meeting. Like after that, so like in the morning, like my parents stayed, so like I could say goodbye to them and have like one last lunch. And so I said goodbye to my parents, and like literally right as they left, I'm like, college, it's freedom, this is gonna be great. So I'm like, and I realized, so like I brought a guitar to college, and I brought a guitar to my dorm, but I forgot my guitar stand. And I was like, oh, well, and I was like, whoa, I'm in college, I can just go and get one, and by myself, how cool is that? I don't even need to tell anyone I'm leaving, I was so excited. And so I biked to Target, and I'm looking at guitar stands, I'm like, this is my first college experience, so I'm gonna get a good guitar stand. So I found one that's all metal, it's supposed to be really cool. I'm like, alright, this is it, So I buy the guitar stand, and I put it in the back of my bike, and then I bike back to Cole. And I'm walking into Cole. So this is the first 30 minutes of my college experience. This is prime, my very first day. I'm so excited, I'm gonna meet friends, it's gonna be great. And get off my bike, and I grab the box. So it came in a box like this long, and it's like this. And so I'm holding it in my hand like this, horizontally. And Brandon could actually probably tell the story. He's heard it so many times. And
That's my favorite part.
and so I'm holding the box like this, except one thing I don't know, which would have been really helpful to know, is that one end of the box was already open. And so this guitar stand folds, and it comes to a singular point when it's folded up. And so I'm holding it, and I'm standing up, and I'm holding right here, which is I'm kind of tall, so it's pretty high up there. And I'm holding like this, and then I just nonchalantly just flip it and hold it like this, not thinking. And this is the end that was open. So it drops and perfectly lands right on the base of my big toenail. And I was out. Okay. I was literally, if you looked outside the Cole window, you would have seen a full a 6'1" man holding his toe, rocking back and forth, just in pain. Just and people were passing me what, are you okay? Do you need help? I'm I don't think so. I'm just it's it really, really hurt. And there was blood everywhere. And I was just I was literally I don't know if you guys seen Family Guy, but where Peter's literally just on the sidewalk, just doing that, that's me. And I'm after the first 5 minutes, I'm okay, I need to get up. I've been on the ground for 5 minutes, and people are staring at me, biking by, and just I'm just literally just here with a bloody toe. And so I'm I'll just put some pressure on it, and then I'll probably be fine, right? And so I put pressure on it for 20 minutes, and it's still just gushing blood. I'm so that isn't good. And so I'm what do I do? And I'm well, I guess I should go to University Health Services. I was I don't this isn't good. I'm bleeding out of my foot. And so I go to those health services in Joe, but it's closed. And the only health services that are open are the one all the way by Southeast, in Walgreens area.
East Campus Mall.
East Campus Mall, yeah. So, as previously mentioned, my parents had just left, so they're already 40 minutes out. So they can't come back and get me, and I don't know anyone on campus that can come get me. So I get up, and I'm wearing sandals, by the way, the open toe sandals, and they're white. So I get up, and I'm I guess I have to walk there. So I spent 20 minutes with an ever increasingly bloody foot walking to the University Health Service, and people are just looking at me. Then like as I walk by, they're like, "Dude, your foot." I'm like, "I know." that's where I'm going. And like there was so much blood. It got to the point where like, so like these are white sandals, like the ones that have the strap over them. It got to the point where there was so much blood that every step I would take with my right foot, blood would seep out the sandal. There was that much blood. You could probably trace my path from Cole to health services by the trail of blood that I was like leaving behind. And then like,
Wait, why did you guys like? Why are you guys camping?
I actually don't
We're
know.
telling the toe story. Oh.
Yeah.
Fun.
and so like I walked 20 minutes with like a really blood, and like 5 minutes in and like stopped hurting completely, which was either like, hey, it's better, or like that's like a really awful sign. That's like, I'm like gonna lose my toe. Like so I'm like, so that's either really good or really bad. So I'm gonna keep going. And like I get there, and the worst part was the elevator, because you step in the elevator and like my foot is literally just like red. Like my entire foot is red, my sandal's red, there's blood everywhere on my foot, and like especially like the blood on my toe is like black. Like it's just like, and so like I get in the elevator and I was like, oh my god, your toe. I'm like, that's why I'm here. I know. Like, it was just like, I was like, are you like, I'm here for like, to fix my toe. Like, oh, okay. And so, I like, get up to University Health Services, like floor 5 or 6 of that building. And like, I go to the receptionist, I'm like, I really hurt my toe. And they're like, yeah, well, did you schedule an appointment? And I'm like, no. And they're like, well, you have to schedule an appointment. And I look at her and I'm like bleeding out through my toe. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah. And then she looks down, she's like, oh my god, what did you do to your toe? I'm like, it's a long story. She's like, we'll get you in right away. And I felt bad because like there are other people in line, but they just looked at my foot, they're like, holy shit. I was like, yeah. And so I like, they tell me the room, they're like, can you walk to the room? Like, do we need to wheelchair you into the room? Like, no, I can walk, it doesn't hurt anymore. She's like, oh. And so like, I walk to the room that they say like the doctor's gonna be in. The nurse, so like a nurse comes in and like she goes, I heard you had like a little foot problem. She looks down, she's like, oh my god, I'm looking at the doctor. And I'm like, okay. So she goes and grabs the doctor, like the only doctor on call, and she's like, you really fucked up your toe. And I'm like, I know. And she's like, what did you do? And I like explained this whole story to her, and she's like, oh my gosh. She's like, oh my god, like that's like awful. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And so I'm like, she's like, well, we'll clean it off, and then like we'll see what the damage was. So she cleans it off, and she goes, that's a bad place to hurt your toe, because where it cut was like the base of my toenail, which is like where new toenail cells grow. And she's like, if this toenail falls off, it's possible that you permanently and irreparably damage those cells, and that your toenail will never grow back. And I'm just like, what? And she's like, yeah, but it'd be kind of cool because like you'd have it for your whole like you know, like you never have to cut that toenail again. But my toe, and she's like, but there's a chance that it won't fall off. I was like, okay, well that's good, I guess. So she like cleans off my toe and everything, and like she's like, we're gonna take an X-ray because like that was just a really nasty cut. And like I'm like, okay, so like we can't take you in yet because like you're blooding the machine. So like they had to clean off my toe for like an hour, which like was really painful because like it was such a deep cut, and they had to like clean it out because I literally walked in an open-toed like shoe to health services. And so they clean it off, and they get me in for one of the X-rays, and they do the X-ray, and it comes back, and it turns out I have a partial fracture in my toe because that guitar stand sliced through my toenail, through the skin underneath, through the muscle, through the tendon, and sliced into the bone of my big toe.
Do you still have the guitar stand?
Yeah, it's in my room. I can show it to you guys after this if you want. Anyway, like, I was like, oh.
Wait, did you take the guitar stand with you to the University Health Services, or you came back to your room?
Oh, I deposited that in the dorm. But so they're like, I mean, like, I won't show it to you guys right now, but like it's really fucked up. But anyway, so she's like, so like I've never had someone come with an injury like this before. She's like, it's not out of alignment, so like you don't need a boot technically. Although if like you injure this again and your toenail comes off, it could be like really bad and really painful. I was like, okay. And so I'm like, and she's like, and what? And then like the very end of this, so this is like an hour and a half. So like this is like literally, and remember this is like before this I was like, I'm in college. Like this is my very first college experience. Like as an adult, like I can do whatever I want. I spent the first 2 hours of my life, college experience at the University of Health Services. She's like, did you say that like it was a metal guitar stand? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, okay, so we're actually gonna have to give you a tetanus booster because like metal entered your body. And I was like, really? And they're like, yeah. So the nerds come in and give me a tetanus booster. And they gave me the tetanus booster. I'm like, okay, so we've been here almost 2 hours. We're gonna wrap it up.